How to Recognize a Witch. The Witches is a book written by the author Roald Dahl. The book is about a boy who lives with his Norwegian grandmother. The boy's grandmother tells him the story about the witches and how they disguise themselves as lovely ladies when they secretly wanted to get rid of all the children in the world. Luckily, the boy and his grandmother know how to recognize these evil creatures, but can they get rid of them for good? The next evening, after my grandmother had given me a bath, she took me once again to the living room for another story. In the first place, she said, a real witch is certain always to be wearing gloves when you meet her. Surely not always, I said. What about in the summer when it's hot? Even in the summer, my grandmother said. She has to. Do you want to know why? Why, I said. Because she doesn't have fingernails. Instead of fingernails, she has thin, curvy claws, like a cat, and she wears gloves to hide them. Mind you, lots of very respectable women wear gloves, especially in winter, so this doesn't help you very much. Mama used to wear gloves, I said. The second thing you have to remember is that a real witch is always bald. Bald, I said. Bald as a boiled egg, my grandmother said. If she's bald, she'll be easy to spot, I said. Not at all, my grandmother said. A real witch always wears a wig to hide her baldness. She wears a first-class wig. What other things must I look for to recognize a witch? I asked. Look for the nose holes, my grandmother said. Witches have slightly larger nose holes than ordinary people. The rim of each nose hole is pink and curvy like the rim of a certain kind of seashell. A real witch has the most amazing powers of smell. She can actually smell out a child who is standing on the other side of the street on a pitch-black night. I was outraged. I simply couldn't bring myself to believe what my grandmother was telling me. So if you see a woman holding her nose as she passes you in the street, she went on, that woman could easily be a witch. Tell me what else to look for in a witch, I said. The eyes, my grandmother said. Look carefully at the eyes, because the eyes of a real witch are different from yours and mine. Look in the middle of each eye where there is normally a little black dot. If she is a witch, the black dot will keep changing color, and you will see fire, and you will see eyes dancing right in the center of the colored dot. What else is different about them, Grandmama? The feet, she said. Witches never have toes. No toes? I cried. Then what do they have? They just have feet, my grandmother said. Are those the only differences then, Grandmama? There's one more, my grandmother said. Just one more. What is it, Grandmama? Their spit is blue. Blue, I cried. Not blue. Their spit can't be blue. Blue as a bilberry, she said.